Mark Berman of the Post.
Yeah, Phil, how often will you be in New York? Will you be going back and forth? And the second question, what do you think of Mike Woodson as a coach, and will he be considered for next season?
You know, I'll be moving back and forth. I mean, there's a total move or a lot of moves I have to make to get into New York City. There's some medical things I have to continue to have in LA. I have 4 children that live in California and 8 grandchildren. 6 of them live in California. So yeah, there's still be ties there, but this is where, you know, I'm going to establish myself. Mike has shown that he's a very good basketball coach. He's had a difficult season. He's turned this team into, you know, a contender for the playoffs. Hopefully he can make that happen. And we'll have discussions at the end of the season with Mike, considering going forward.
Okay. Tara, did you have one? Tara Sullivan from Bergen Record right here.
Phil, the reputation of working at the Garden is notoriously difficult in terms of autonomy. So when you were considering here, what was your level of concern and how important was it for you to hear, you know, Jim say something like willingly and gratefully cede control to you?
Well, we had this discussion, I think, in January about this particular aspect because Jim knew that I wasn't going to come if this didn't happen. And so there's no reason not to, for him to have said it. Otherwise, you know, I wouldn't be here. So that and doing it, actually, you know, getting in and doing it is very important. And I think this is, you know, what I'll be doing the next month, the next 2 months, and in the off season as we move forward is finding out how all this lays out. And there's obviously layers of personnel in both basketball and Madison Square Garden, and I hope to be able to move through the organization a little bit and know who wants to be on the group and who doesn't, and how we're going to move forward, and people want to share ideas. There's no doubt about that.
Warner Wolf in the front. Warner, great to have you.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Phil, how much are you looking ahead to the 2015 season when you'll have a #1 pick, your salary cap space will be open, and it looks like a group of all-stars will be free agents at that point?
Yes, there's no doubt that, you know, projecting ahead this year's free agent crew, obviously we're fortunate we're not, you know, particularly in the running in this year, and there's not a great crop that's coming out this particular year. But next year does have a group of guys together. Steve and I are going to work on how to manage the roster and our financials so that we can have an impact in that area. I think we know that we need another solid contributor, someone that can score, that help Carmelo go along and contribute to this team and their winning experience. And so we're looking forward to it, but we're not losing sight of the fact that we are in a game-to-game basis in this business, that we want to provide a team that's talented, a team that people want to come and watch, and a team that's truly competitive.
Okay, in the front here. Oh, sorry. Duke, sorry.
Phil, what would it mean for you to return this organization to greatness, to win a championship in this role where it all started for you?
Wow, now you jumped a long ways away, but we hope that it's going to happen. That's why Jim brought me here, really, is that his desire to win a championship is, I think, is a tremendous drive for him. One of the things I think that's caught him in trying to do basketball business, and we hope that we can take that load off of him a little bit and be able to take that team forward and see the progress towards winning a championship. It's not easy. Championships come with, you know, some deliberate action. There are very few accidental championships in the NBA, and we know that, and we're looking forward to trying to attempt that, and this would be a pinnacle. It would be a capstone on a remarkable career that I've had.
Andrew there, Rosario.
Andrew Rosario, what's the 411 TV? Welcome home. Congratulations. Prior to you coming on board and discussing the position, had you watched the team at all during the year? And if so, what were your thoughts about them?
Yes, I've watched the team since Tyson got hurt back in early November to see how it would recover. I think that's one of the pensions for us people that are past the game. We still check in, and on the West Coast, it's wonderful. You can turn it on at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and watch the game before dinner. So I saw a lot of this basketball team, and I saw some of their ups and downs, and some of the trials and tribulations they've gone through. And there've been a few highs and quite a few lows. So we're trying to hopefully end on a high note here with this team.
Okay, Richie?
Phil, you don't have any experience working with Jim yet, but can you reflect on your experience with Reinsdorf and Buss as bosses and how you got along with them?
Yes. Had a very good relationship. I was a part of personnel. I think there were some articles that talked about not having been in personnel, and, you know, as a coach on those teams, I was very tied to personnel. One of the things that Jerry Krause encouraged me to do was to speak my piece, and I really went after, you know, Bill Cartwright when he was with the New York Knicks, and we traded Oakley for Cartwright. That became kind of a ability for us to move forward towards championships in Chicago. Jerry Reinsdorf approached me in the aspect of there was some rumors about that I was going to come to New York and take the job in '89 after Rick Pitino left. And he said, would you rather go coach the Knicks or would you rather stay here and coach the Bulls? And I said, I think the Knicks can win a championship with Patrick Ewing, but I think the Bulls can win 2 or 3 with Michael Jordan. And he said, I like to hear that. And we had a really good relationship and continue to have one to this day. Jerry came in the locker room at the end of a losing season, so I only got to see him a couple times as I was coaching the Chicago Bulls. But he always threw a good party, a championship party at the end of the year. That was one of the nice things. When I went to spring training last year, spring training, I was invited down by the Dodgers, and the Dodgers share their field. The White Sox have the field, and Jerry Reinsdorf spent the game with me, sitting and talking and recounting old times, and encouraged me to get into this field. He thought I would be, you know, helpful in this arena. Jerry Krause is really his attitude towards doing this job that I'm charged with doing is really kind of like the map for me going forward. He was very thorough, he was very comfortable and very committed to finding out information about players that would help create teams that could win. Jerry Buss is an entirely different individual than Jerry Reinsdorf. Obviously, his relationship is, with his team was well known. And when I was brought to see him after signing a contract with the Lakers, he said, I'd just like to win one more championship. And I said, we're going to win one more than one. And he liked to hear that, and we were able to do that. And very fortunate that you know, he encouraged the relationship that I now have with his daughter. So the passing of Jerry Buss, I think, was a big loss to NBA, to the owners of NBA. He represented something that was fundamental about sports. He had a challenging ability to create the best teams for his fans to watch, and I take that as a direct, you know, impetus towards doing this. I think, you know, the idea of creating teams that fans adapt and love is something that Jerry was great at doing.
Okay, in the front here.
Phil, Peter Schrager, Fox Sports 1. You mentioned a possible Seattle expansion franchise. Was there any talk or discussions of rejoining the Lakers in an executive role in the last couple of years?
No, they have their they're directed. They know which way they're going to go, and you know, I talked with the people last year in the end towards the Dwight Howard campaign that was started to try and help them bridge the gap with Dwight in that situation. So yeah, there's been communication back and forth, and Mitch gave me a congratulation note this week, thanking me for whatever I've done, and also good luck in this job.